Greetings. Hope this video finds you well and prosper. Hey, check this out. I made a short. I made a suggestion in the short. This is how you can fix relationships in the United States. A few people got triggered by that, or by what I said. So I thought about it, like probably more of some, some younger generation type of people, public education types. Because, listen, I speak from observation, experience, research, discernment from the Most High God. I grew up in the 70s in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, let's set this up so you all can walk with me on this. As the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? So let me set this up so that we can walk together and be on one accord. So, in the 70s, I had this discussion with my father, one of my elders. We were talking about Milwaukee in the 60s and the 70s, how nice it was, how clean it was. And I remember, I said, Dad, how did you end up in Milwaukee? He said, on graduation day, him and a good friend of his at the time, Joe Nathan, rest in peace. Graduation day, they jumped in the car and they left Mobile, Alabama. And they shot up to Milwaukee. Okay. What was it about Milwaukee? He said his big brother, my uncle, Uncle Julius, Uncle Glenn, rest in peace. He said his big brother went up there before anybody else, him and another gentleman. They shot up to Milwaukee, so my dad was following his big brother to Milwaukee. So, okay, this era was known as the Southern Migration to the North. In my history books, I don't know what other folks, it's the Southern Migration. So I think I've heard other people say it, but listen, my recollection, I don't know what I studied. So I wanted to go a little deeper. That's okay. My uncle went up there, then my dad went up there. Aunties started going up there. So I did a little research. Industrial. Milwaukee is a booming town when it comes to industry back then. A lot of cities were. Detroit, Chicago, that whole area. I'm just focusing on that area. So I said, how did these individuals go to start hearing about Milwaukee, Detroit, Chicago? So in my research, companies up north were recruiting laborers down south at the shipyards. The shipyards were full of workers. So, like head hunters, job hunters, employee hunters, temp service. Back then, they were recruiting shipyard workers to head north and work in the industry. And Milwaukee's just happened to be a booming city along with Chicago and Detroit. That whole little area right there was booming, and a lot of southern workers, they migrated north because the population of those cities of Polish and German, they were getting older, and their kids were not trying to be working those industrial jobs. So their kids were type like moving out into the suburbs. So that left their parents in the inner cities. I know because we purchased our house from one. My dad purchased our house from older Caucasian gentleman. So Milwaukee is heavy with the Germans and the Polish. So I know because I used to deliver the newspaper, and I would be delivering the newspaper to the older generation of the Polish people and the German people in Milwaukee, but their kids would be living out somewhere in the suburbs somewhere. So I started paying attention to that. So in my research, I was like, okay, yeah. A lot of old antique things in these in the aging population in Milwaukee. So they needed to replace those workers. So they recruited the southern brown skinned men and women, mainly the men, because the men shot up. Yeah, they shot up north, and then they took their women and children with them. And they had children, and now the children was born up there. So I said, oh, okay. I see how all these, a lot of these people, Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, yeah, a few Georgians, how they went on up north. Listen, Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas was the main ones that migrated to Milwaukee. So they got up there. They started moving into to the neighborhoods where the started buying houses from the older population of the Polish and the Germans that occupied the city. And they started working at A.O. Smith, American Motors, Schlitz, Pabst. It's the beer city that's worldwide known. And they started filling in these jobs. So it's okay. That migration went up there to work. And then my dad told me something about one day he came back from drill, military. And people were lined up for government cheese. So thank you, baby. People were lined up for government cheese. This giving out of benefits the word started to travel fast down south. So what you now had was a migration of individuals looking for the handouts. So the city was structured like this. It's a working family city. It was structured like this. Every home, there was a man and a woman in the household raising their kids. Yeah, everybody that I grew up with. There was a mother and a father in the home. So Milwaukee was booming. Everybody was working. A.O. Smith, Briggs and Stratton, Master Lock. Then the welfare handouts creeped in. The government handouts creeped in. So then a lot of single women came to Milwaukee. A lot of single women came. So the single women was getting the benefit and all that. Then the government started rewarding women for having children out of wedlock. Rewarding by meaning they started paying them. So every child that was born out of wedlock, the benefits got higher and higher. So they started paying women for that. Then the government kept going and going. Hey, if you're a single woman, we'll send you to school. So all of a sudden, in the 70s, it went from women looking to be with a man with benefits to turning away from the man so that they qualify for government benefits. So this is why I made the content of because of what I've researched and what I've seen. And that's why I said the government needs to repent. Repent means to turn away from. See, the government created the whole mess. Handing out money and subsidies for women who are not with men. So then some of the married women were like, oh, I don't need to be married to this guy. I'm about to get benefits and I can go get this and I can go get that. And I can go to school for free and all of that. Yeah, a lot of that stuff still goes on this very day. So now you have millions and millions of broken homes because of the government crumbs. This was instrumental in the destruction of the American family. So I say the government should repent, turn away from what they did. If a woman wants benefits from the government, she should have to show that she's married or in a civil union with a man. That's really not that harsh. Yeah, they have to have all type of other qualifications within the paperwork. So yeah, it's like, okay, someone with some common sense within the United States or the corporation should say, what happened? How can we fix this? If they even have the desire to fix it. I'm like, yeah, these women want benefits. It's going to because I honestly believe that for marriage to make a comeback in the United States, it's going to have to be subsidized by the government. Yeah, there's really at this point no benefit for a man to go and get a license, a marriage license, and involve the state in a relationship. Yeah, it has been detrimental. Yeah, I've been divorced for 13 years. Listen, it would have to be some type of benefit. Yeah, some type of financial benefit, or listen, the woman would have to bring 2 or 3 other women with her. Yeah, she trying to get married, and we trying to be married. But yeah, if the government say, hey, Chris, we give you such and such amount of money, yeah, I'll do it. Other than that, there's really no benefit to marriage in the United States of the corporation. Yeah, they have a big racket. Yeah, divorce court. Yes, big racket. Yeah, the legal system here. Yeah, it's just, listen, lawyers here, they put big billboards up all over the country advertising, hey, been in a truck accident, this didn't happen, that didn't happen. Listen, man, all for the mighty dollar. So yeah, it was like, is any of these entities going to use the money? As the Bible say, money answers all things. So are they going to use the money to right the situation, like the money was used to wrong the situation? Listen, you don't have to believe my word. Go look it up. Go talk to your elders in your family. Yeah, that's what happened. And I speak to the Most High God. Yeah, the government is going to have to turn away from what they did and start either giving the money directly to the man, subsidizing marriage, or a woman goes to get benefits, she has to show that she's in a marriage or a civil union with a man. Listen, that's what's going to turn this thing around. Watch what I say. I'm going to give it to you all later. Peace.